and welcome to this week's edition of Revved Up as we continue letting you in on the experience of driving cars here in town. Different types of cars. We bring you the latest and also some of the most unique cars in town. Now, I'm Andrew Kabuura, welcoming you to a show that should see us look at a celebrity, very big celebrity in town. He's not a singer, he's not an artist, but he's a very big celebrity. We shall be talking about your traffic tips as always. We help you get cars, just in case you want to buy a new car, a new, good, cheap car as well here in Kampala. Now, this week, my producers have taken the whole issue of size to another level. We have a very small car. Just to get you guys into the mood of Revved Up this week, that is the car we shall be talking about this week. For now, let's get on the road.
On this edition of Revved Up, many functions in your car are driven by accessory belts or V-belts. If you have an older vehicle, it's likely that these belts are separate. Visually examine it for cracks, frays, or missing pieces. It's important to check these belts on a semi-regular basis to ensure that it is running smoothly and is not deteriorating. A damaged accessory belt can be very dangerous, so get it replaced by a professional as soon as possible. Since they are necessary for your engine to correctly function, it's always best to play it safe when it comes to accessory belts.
All right, welcome to this week's edition of Celebrity Rides here on Revved Up. Now, it's always that segment, when we catch up with the movers in town. What kind of cars they drive, and always they give you the advice. Now, this week, I have a gentleman who I have like 4 or 5 bonds to really pick with, because I've tried to invite him on this show for almost 3 months, and finally he's made it. The CEO, Talent Africa. Talent Africa, of course, a company that does so many things, including events and talent management as well. Ali Alibi.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm here, man.
I'm
here.
Finally,
I made it.
You have come to this. What has taken you this long, Ali?
Man, somehow you always hit me up and I'm not in the country.
First of all, congratulations, man. New
baby boy,
yeah.
yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's almost 5 months now.
Let's first move, before we even talk about your brilliant VW here, let's talk about Ali.
Yeah.
You came in with Talent Africa.
Yes.
Of course, minus talent management and events, you do so many other things. But first of all, tell me, how hard has it been to develop a company like that in this country, where a couple of folks think the party scene is just getting better?
I mean, yeah, I've been in it for a while, man. Talent Africa's been around for pretty much like 10 years. And, it all started from, I started with Club Rouge. And out of Club Rouge, which back in the day, guys probably remember, I started developing my entertainment career. And it started from doing talent management and events to opening a recording studio to doing, experiential marketing, to doing film production, TV production. We have a magazine. We do quite a bit of stuff. We're in that. We're international booking agents for pretty much artists that visit Africa, all different countries, not just Uganda. So yeah, we got a lot going on. We've been at it for a while. And yeah, we're not stopping, man.
So it's looking good at the moment?
It's looking good. It's looking good for sure. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about your car now, man. You have had a couple of cars before. I've met you with different cars before.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the VW. For how long have you had this one, and why on earth did you get this specific one?
Yeah, I've had this car for I think almost 5 years now. I really like the VW Touareg. I mean, it's a great car. It's like, sport utility meets luxury.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice interior. It's very comfortable. The roads in Uganda are not very good, so it helps to be a little bit high up.
Yeah.
I really like the sound system. It's real good. I mean, it's got a built-in 100 gig hard drive, so I can put all my stuff is just built in there. It's got great sensor system, so when you're close to anything, it's a really good, accurate sensor system. The AC is nice. The seats are super comfortable. Like it feels like almost like you're sitting in a cockpit or something like that.
You're into business. You're all over the place, if I could use that. There are so many young kids out there who want to be like Ali today, and they see you driving this, and then they see the life you're living, and they want to be like you. But let's talk about the cars themselves. What is it someone should look out for before getting a car? What is it someone should jot down?
I mean, the first thing I think you should be sure of is that you can afford to have the car that you're buying. Because, like, for example, this car here costs so much money, man. Whenever something goes wrong, or whenever you have to do a service or just a simple things. I mean, like, you know, the shocks go, you need new shocks. You know, it's like 4 million.
This whole second hand
4 million. That's like the price of like a small car, right? In some used cars. So you need, with German cars, the thing you need to be very careful of is be ready to spend money on repairing the car and servicing the car.
And some of them, even the spare parts are not that readily available in the country.
You order, sometimes you'll need something and it's not here, so you got to wait like you know, 2 or 3 weeks and import the part. And you know, importing the parts takes time. It's a bit expensive.
Ali, let's go check out your sound.
Sure.
We just want to see, Ali's into talent management. He's into bring artists, he's into events and everything. So I'm thinking when he's riding home, he needs some good music. Let's go and check out your car.
All right, cool.
And see what it's good like. I tell you what, he's got some of the best speakers in here. He's got 4-door speakers, he's got 2 tweeters, and I've seen 2 extras and a subwoofer as well. So you have lots to deal with, and when you put your windows up, it should be brilliant, man. Ali, thank you very much, man.
All right, man.
Do appreciate it. Let me drive up with Ali for a few, and I can be listening to some of his music for now. I'll see you guys later.
Futuristic vehicles, brought to you by Shell VPower. Chrome-plated grills, a fine glossy finish, plush leather lining every inch of the interior, a digital media receiver. All this is nothing without performance. A great set of wheels is only as good as the engine powering it, and coursing through every great engine are the world's finest motor oils.
It's all about the engine.
Whatever you drive, whatever the condition, we have the right motor oil for your engine. Visit any Shell service station near you and choose the right oil for your engine. Shell Motor Oils, because it's all about the engine.
It's all about the engine.
All right, now you need to know that your car is all about the engine. If your engine is healthy, if your engine is well looked after, then your car is going to give you the best performance. Now, if you want to make sure your car is doing very well, make sure the fuel you put in here is Shell VPower. Shell VPower is going to make sure it optimizes the performance of your engine. And once your engine is optimized, then trust me, you're going to have lots of fun in your car. Let's look at this week's futuristic cars. Yes, we've got the Tesla for you this week.
Hydrogen and electric powered cars are pretty, environmentally friendly, and usually appealing in a futuristic way. But what if you could have all of these benefits and still hold your own on an open highway or even a race course? No longer must you choose between saving the Earth and being able to hang with the motorheads. The Tesla Model X has arrived. Although it is electrically powered, this feat of modern engineering is able to reach speeds of 155 miles per hour thanks to its 463 horsepower, or with the ludicrous upgrade, 532 horsepower. It's able to reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in a staggering 3.8 seconds, much faster than most of its fuel-powered counterparts, and especially impressive considering that the Model X is a 7-seater SUV. Tesla has not skimped on the aesthetic of the vehicle either. The eye-catching automatic gull-wing doors are practical as well as cool because they're double-hinged and able to open even in tight parking spaces. Inside, the panoramic windshield stretches up over the top of the car, giving an unparalleled traveling experience. Most of the car's functions can be controlled by the 17-inch touchscreen. And if you're that sort of person, you can even let the car partially take control of the steering, braking, and speed. One of Tesla's best ideas was installing the Bioweapon Defense Mode button, an advanced air filtering system that completely protects the interior of the car from pollutants in the outside world. But of course, with so many advantages comes a hefty price tag. The cost ranges from £72,000 to £100,000. But for such an awe-inspiring vehicle, it definitely seems worth it. Welcome to Revved Up, Dr. John Niwa-Gaba. John, first of all, tell us how you first developed a passion for vintage cars.
Thank you. I am a medical doctor, and around 2008 there was a crew that was filming The Last King of Scotland, and they used Mulago as one of the sites for their filming, and they brought these very many vintage cars to act as ambulances, as cars for the president and other. So I got so intrigued seeing all these many cars, and in 2009 I was able to do a very small car show at the Uganda Museum. It took 5 days and only 15 cars showed up. And then we took a break for 2 years. There was no activity, and then slowly I got more people on board, more people to work with. And then we had a really first Uganda Vintage and Classic Auto Show at the Sheraton in 2012. And from that time onwards, till today, we are going to go for our 5th show. We have been growing slowly. Numbers now go almost to 100 plus cars, ranging from as far back as 1927, all models from Volkswagen to Mercedes to Ford, name it. So the show viewership has also grown. It's now bigger, it's attracting more people, entries from Kenya. We've had calls from Tanzania, people coming and trying to be part of us. We got a partnership with the Concorde Elegance. So our winning cars here will end up in Nairobi for their show in September. And we've done that over the last 3 years. They send us judges who are internationally acclaimed. They understand vintage car judging and make sure we come up with the best car as the ultimate winners, which brings competition to the show and makes it really worth both the advertisers' time as well as the showgoers' time.
John, what do judges look for in a contestant's vintage car?
Yeah, we take classic cars and vintage cars, and we use an arbitrary age of 25 years to decide if a car is fit to be in the competition. So this year we'll be taking cars from 1991. When a car is on the ground, the judges will assess its bodywork to see the quality of the paint, the quality of the finish. They will judge the interior, they will judge the engine compartment, they will judge the functionality, do its lights work, can it indicate, can you pull water onto the front screen and clean it. So all that is given a final score, and the ultimate winner is the car that gets the highest score from that whole combination.
Well, we'll surely want to be there. When will the show be held?
This year's show is going to be on 30th of July. As a tradition, we do a snail trail, which is a drive through Kampala a day before. We start from somewhere outside Kampala, and the whole line of 30-40 cars moving in a convoy up to the Sheraton Gardens. Then we park. Then the next day, the panel of judges from the Concorde Elegance in Nairobi and the Automobile Association of Uganda here will come together, usually a panel of 5 judges, and then they will select the best cars. For the first time, we have a title sponsor, who is going to be the CBA, the Commercial Bank of Africa. They're a new bank on the market, and they'll be a title sponsor this year. Sheraton Hotel Kampala, Nile Gold, and a few other sponsors. So it's going to be a very big event. We have a dinner, an hour dinner after the judging has taken place, where we have artists performing, where we have people entertained, and then we give out our prizes. In the past, we've given out big prizes as big as air tickets to the winning cars, to a destination of the winner's choice. So even this year, we expect the prizes to be big. We expect the event to be so big on the ground, more people, more cars, entries from Kenya, a new car section, a lot of fun. It's going to be really a good event. So if you have a car, please register it. You can register it with us earlier on, because we're going to close registration about 4 days before the real event. And you don't want to miss this. If you have a very good car worth showing, please bring it. Our contact information, we have a Facebook page, Uganda Vintage and Classic Auto Show. You can find information there. You can also call me, the chairman, on 0772 845 512 to register your car.
Ask any motorhead about the Mini Cooper and you'll see a sparkle spring to their eye. Even if you don't know a great deal about cars, it has an undeniable fascination that has attracted buyers for decades. It is pocket-sized and fashionable, not to mention practical and affordable. And these are only a few reasons that it has become a symbol of UK motoring. The standard Mini is produced by BMW and has a 1.6-litre engine that produces 115 horsepower. Just right for cruising around town, but perhaps not the best for off-roading adventures.
All right, so this is my car. This is a Subaru Forester. It's a very powerful car, very big inside. I have lots of space to deal with, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. Tastes and preferences do change over the years. You've got a couple of folks who like cars as big as these ones. I'm not saying it's the biggest, but, well, it's slightly bigger than this. It's almost like a matchbox. It's very small. I'll talk about its specs later on, and you probably will appreciate it more. But the truth is, it's so small. Now, this car has a very big racing history. Since BMW took over the Cooper Minis back in 1994, they have tried to continue with its racing history in terms of its specs, but also go with the improvements with the customers and technology. So it's a very heavy car. Let's talk about its engine. For a car this small, it's got a 1.6 four-cylinder engine. That really makes it powerful for a car this small. We shall talk about its torque and everything. And it's of course made by BMW. They have just tried to maintain the power of engines and the torque of cars and the traction and everything. Just to have the driver have that feel of it being a racing car. Its material, it's quite hard. I'm not sure what material this is, but if you press, I realize it's actually quite different from all the other cars. It just doesn't bog down under pressure and everything, which makes you also wonder about the underguard, because it's got an underguard. This goes around the car just to make sure, because of its ground clearance, you don't struggle with bumps in Kampala. Or if you're one of those guys who prefer daring and you've taken it up country, probably doesn't get spoiled right down there. Let's talk about its shape though. I think we all agree it's just a beautiful car. It's big, its big lights make it look like it's smiling at you right from a distance. It's like a Teletubby. Have you seen a 4-year-old in a candy shop? That excitement they have on their face, it's almost like that.
As this is a 2002 model, you might expect the inside to be old-fashioned and dull, but that is certainly not the case. The giant speedometer dominates the interior, and everything on the dashboard is protruding and larger than life. Beside the steering wheel are a host of switches and buttons that are reminiscent of an airplane cockpit, but really just manage the windows and other basic controls.
All right, so I'm on the inside. Now, first things first, as a driver, am I comfortable? I have beautiful legroom. For this small car, I have this much legroom. And now, in terms of my headroom, just to show you how good the headroom is. See how I'm seated now? I can go this far. Probably can't see my face anymore. That is how much headroom I've got, just to make sure I'm very comfortable. Now you realize, since it's a 2002 edition, you don't have too much cluttered steering wheel. The steering wheel is not that cluttered. You don't have the whole Bluetooth, the whole different things on your steering wheel. Those are not there. You also realize that it's so basic on the inside in terms of its shape. And the whole racing history has really carried through. BMW has made sure they keep that history. For example, you realize your revving meter is right in front of the steering wheel. It's outside the usual dashboard. More interestingly, its speedometer is right in the middle of the dashboard. Now this is rare for most of the cars. The speedometer is always most likely to your right. Now this is right in the middle of your dashboard. And then you've got your basic radio there as well, just when you listen to some music. And then you've got your air conditioning, which is right here. This is the little design of its air conditioning, which is I think quite interesting. It's quite cute now, isn't it? Then you've got safety. Before we even talk about more of its accessories here on the dashboard. So it's got 8 airbags. Because of its power and its speed, you definitely need to make sure you're very safe. Let's talk about this interesting part right in the middle of the dashboard. Now you've got these buttons here. Or are they even called buttons? Mr. Producer, are they called buttons? Yes, they're called switches. Thank you very much. They're called switches. Now these switches usually are for most of the racing cars, but these ones were put in this car by BMW, but still have different functions. You've got some to have both your windows up. You've got your locking switch in there. You've got something to do with your with your lights as well. So you pretty much feel like you're racing, but you're really putting just the window up. I've talked about the headroom and the legroom for the driver. We've also got to focus on the fact that there are 2 other seats behind, but they're not really practical. It's as if they're not really practical because a person like me cannot sit behind. They're very small, there's no legroom, which makes it very hard for you to have anyone sit behind. So let's face it, The 2002 Mini Cooper comes off as a car to folks who want to be unique, because you want to be unique. If you drive this in town, people will be like, what is he driving? And then it also comes off for people who are not really big family folks, because it really comfortably sits 2 people, unless you have some kids that are going to sit behind. But if you have a car that cannot go to the murky, rougher roads, then it's just a town car, home to office. You want to be unique, you love your beautiful features, and maybe you just love the brand. You just love the brand, that's it. So what we decided to do is take it for a spin inside the Serena Hotel. All right, so first of all, first things first, you need to get used to one fact. When you're driving the Mini, you're going to feel like a squirrel in between elephants. Look at all these cars. Look at how big these cars are, and look at how small I'm trying to get through them. It's got, its speedometer has a maximum of 240. The speedometer is right in the middle, meaning it's very big. And it kind of gives you more access to looking at the different figures. But that aside, you've also got to talk about the uniqueness of this car, man. If you look at the features on the inside, it's so basic, yet quite high-end. You've got everything you need on your dashboard. You've got a brilliant sound system. So it's a good car, but like I said, it's a rare car. You're not going to see so many people here in Kampala driving the Cooper Mini. Mainly because folks have different needs. Guys want space, guys want more power, guys want to travel up country, because this car is mainly for you to drive from home to office, and just make sure the entire road you're going to use is tarmac. So it's that simple, and it's a German car, which makes it very durable as well for you guys. So it's as simple as that.
It's easy to understand why there is an obsession with Mini Coopers that has remained constant for almost 50 years, because it is the type of car that everyone wants to drive purely for the fun of it. Its unassuming features and adorable personality have ensured that the Mini Cooper will always be on our most wanted list and will never go out of style.
All right, thank you very, very much, guys, for joining us this week. Hope you guys have enjoyed the 2002 Cooper Mini. It's a very small car, but lots and lots of stuff to offer. Hope you guys have also looked at the tips you need to drive carefully on our roads. And please, please, treat the other drivers just like you'd want them to treat you, because we've got to enjoy these experiences as we are still alive as well. We don't need that many accidents on Ugandan roads. Just be sure of what you're doing. Be very, very careful. All right, see you guys next week.